Hey friends, welcome back to our channels. I am Katie from Diamonds and Washi,
And I'm Cait from Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper.
and we're so excited to tell you today about an event that we have had in the works for a little bit here with something we're really excited about.
So we wanted to come on today and announce our new event that's going to be in February of 2026 called Fairy Tales and Folklore.
I love the alliteration. We're all about it. We thought that we would give you guys all the details, like what dates it's happening. Do you have to have a new start or a finish? Answer no. We really just want this to be a fun and relaxing event to join in on. Find a diamond painting in your stash that fits this theme. You probably have a Disney kit or a Chrysabug god or goddess, like so many things that would work. And if you're wondering about some examples of those, stick around. After we give you all the details, we've gone stash diving and have some kits we're thinking of working on that we want to share with you.
Yes. Okay, so right now, though, we're going to go ahead and go through all of the details of the event, all the requirements, and there'll be some visual aids for you. So we're going to do that next, and then we'll catch you on the other side for our examples.
First things first, Fairy Tales and Folklore is going to be taking place in February. Do you see what we did there? From February 1st to 28th, 2026. Your hosts are going to be Katie from Diamonds and Washi and Cait from Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper. So you'll want to make sure that you're following along on both of our channels to stay up to date with everything happening related to this event.
Our intention is for this to be a pretty laid-back event and just something to have fun with. So with that in mind, our rules and requirements are that there is no new start or finish required and no minimum size requirement, so you could even do a mini set if you wanted to. Licensed work, however, is encouraged, as both Katie and I are big proponents of artists getting paid for their work. But if you happen to be joining another event around the same time that has a theme that's compatible with ours, please feel free to use the same kit for both if the other event also allows that.
Let's chat about what qualifies for this event. Mythology is a cornerstone of this event, which includes Greek, Roman, Norse, and other mythologies. This also includes cultural myths and mythological creatures and cryptids, so dragons, unicorns, mermaids, Bigfoot, etc. And if you didn't know, the zodiac originated with ancient Babylonian myths, so any zodiac kits would also qualify.
On the fairy tale side of things, you can do anything inspired by fairy tales from the Brothers Grimm, Hans Christian Andersen. There are several Disney films that are inspired by these old fairy tales and folklore, so those would qualify as well, such as Snow White, The Little Mermaid, Sleeping Beauty, even Frozen. And then, of course, any other kits inspired by other folk tales that you might know of.
And as far as how to participate, these are all optional. Participate however much or little that you would like to. But you can use the hashtag Fairy Tales and Folklore 2026 on social media like Instagram. If you have Facebook, you're invited to join our Facebook group, which will be linked in the video description below. Just make sure you answer all the questions when you go to request to join the group. And then, of course, we'll have weekly videos on both of our channels during the month of February during the event. We have some really exciting things planned and in the works, so we definitely hope you'll join us for that. So that's everything you need to know about how to participate in this event. And now we've gone stash diving and each found some kits that we want to share with you that would work for this event and that we're thinking about working on. Decisions are going to have to be made somehow.
Somehow. And I was so surprised when I was going through my stash just how many things fit this category in my stash. And that might not be true for everyone because I have a type really, but I think it's such a wide variety of things that fit this theme. So with that said, my first one is kind of the obvious Chrysabug because she does so many mythological things, but mine is Sisters of Fate. which is one of the prettiest, in my opinion, that she's done.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. And it's depicting the Moirai in Greek mythology who, kind of weave all of our lives together. So that's
This one is gorgeous.
I've been wanting an excuse to do that one.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can't go wrong with one of like Chris Bug's mythology pieces either.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure there's at least one on your list.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that actually it just so happens to be the first one. And for my list, I was like, okay, I have five, right? I'm only going to let one be a Chris Bug because
Okay.
otherwise they could all be.
Okay.
Um, I went with this one keeps like jumping out at me, even though it's not always one I would think of necessarily would jump out at me at first. But I really liked Asset Goddess of Magic and Healing,
Right.
which I think this is more the Egyptian take on it. But in Greek mythology, then her name is Isis. So there's like lots of overlap between the different like regional mythologies and like time periods of mythologies. A lot of times like Greek and Roman goddesses will just have different names but have like a lot of the
Right.
same functions and stuff like that. But this one I just think is really 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 pretty. There's something about it that I think is really captivating.
And it
um
definitely looks very Egyptian. And I think that's really
yes.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's the cool part about this is we didn't want to restrict it to like just Greek mythology or me and my Loki obsession, like just Norse mythology. It's like, no, like all folklore and all mythology is incorporated in this. So
Well, it's funny you say that because the next one on my list is actually Onihime by Margaret Morales. And
oh,
that's
I love
Japanese
that.
mythology, and it represents like a female demon in their mythology.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Hmm.
That's such a beautiful one too.
It is, yeah.
Well, I'll keep on theme with artist overlap. I wonder how many of
Yeah.
these we'll have. But I have one for Margaret on my list too. And this one was just it's a send out a wellness check if Katie doesn't have one of these on her list, but it's Hades and Persephone.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
I was wondering which Hades and Persephone you would go with.
Yes, I have a lot of just Persephone at this point because I've done a lot of my like Hades and I've done two this year alone. So this one happens to be one of the where it's the couple, but I have a lot of just Persephone and her many forms too. But there had to be at least one of these included.
For sure, for sure. Well, another one of my favorite artists, but she's newer, so I had to throw her in. And this actually goes with the mythological creature kind of thing, and that's Dragon Room by Geneva Bowers.
Ah, that's so
I,
perfect.
I just, there's a little dragon, and then there's the paper dragon, which I think kind of harkens back to the whole like mythology because it's all written down and painted and like part of our history and our stories, and I love the imagery there. Plus it's a newer kit, which it might be fun to work on something newer.
Yes.
I haven't worked on a newer kit recently, so
and all those special drills.
right, I mean,
all of those special
that
drills.
doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah. And I love like my dragon loving heart is so happy that we have like mythological creatures included in this. And I debated, I was like, I have a ton of mermaids in my stash. I obviously have a ton of dragons. I thought, oh, which one do I want to go with? And I ended up going with this really beautiful piece called Storm Blessed from Enabler's Outpost. And it's just this. I mean, I feel like dragons are just those, they take so many different forms throughout different mythology. And this is like kind of a more classic, like Western style dragon, but just this like giant, gorgeous dragon, like looking down at this woman. And there's lots of stories of that, like in mythology too, with those kinds of themes. And another one of those, I had to have a dragon on the
It
list. This
feels
whole list
very
had been
epic.
dragons.
That one feels very
Yes.
epic. Yeah.
Very epic. It looks like it's part of like just a grand epic fantasy world. And like there is this detailed mythos behind it, is what it feels like. Like that's what it evokes. So,
oh my gosh, that's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, bringing it from the epic to the minute, I wanted to throw on a set of mini dazzles. So,
oh, it's a great idea.
yeah. So the fairy tales mini dazzles is kind of a shoe-in.
Perfect.
I just think that would be such a fun little set to complete for this. If you know you had limited time or you just wanted to take part while you were doing something else or what have you.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
idea. Keeping on theme with like the fairy tales side of things is, of course, like this can tap into a lot of Disney kits, which goodness knows we have a lot of. So many Disney stories are based in Grimm's fairy tale, like all these kind of classic fairy tales, and there's so many possibilities here. And I was digging deep into my like Mandy Manzano pieces that depict some of these more classic fairy tales, like their true characters. And this is one little bite. And just Snow White is so classic when it comes. There's like the first almost fairy tale princess I feel
Mhm.
like you think of. And I had to include something that was more like just truly classic fairy tale princess in the mix here. And it doesn't hurt that I'm hoping to work on some of the older kits in my stash this year and some of these like classic Mandy Manzano pieces. They're so fun and they feel like they'd be nice like smaller projects to work on too.
And I know you've kind of been meeting those out just little by little so that you can
Mhm.
savor them for quite some
As long
time.
as possible.
One that I've been really looking forward to, my last one that I'm considering, is another fairy tale based one. This one I don't think has a Disney correspondent, but Red Riding Hood by Sunset Dragon is so gorgeous. I love this
Love this
one.
one.
I've been dying to do it since it came out.
Which has been out for like a year now from when we're
Yeah.
recording this. It was, I think, Black Friday or Cyber Monday last year. I have that one too.
I
Yeah.
love that is it like Art Nouveau style?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's such a cool piece. It's really
It is.
cool. Well, mine, I'm wrapping up my list with just like a personal favorite Norse mythology character of mine, which is Loki. And this
Of
is
course.
a custom that I had done with permission of Anna Dittman over at Jaded Gem Shop. And I'm obsessed with like any artwork I can find of Loki, especially like this kind of style is just a no-brainer for me. And again, this is one of those that's like I can't put together a list of my top favorites in this category or kits I might work on without including my favorite god of mischief. Like I'm unintentionally wearing his colors today, but he had to be included too. I feel like this event came out of like just things that we both enjoy and love so much. It's stuff
Yeah.
that we have a ton of in our stash, and that's why it was hard to narrow it down to five each, because it's just the possibilities are endless. It's
For sure. And even
yeah,
for people who aren't as maybe obsessed as we are, almost anyone should be able to find something in their stash that would somehow fit this. Almost everyone's got a mermaid or a dragon or something
yeah,
like that. So
yeah,
I feel like this is a very inclusive event. And also because the requirements are so minimal and it should be very no stress, very chill. And
yes.
we're just really looking forward to it. And we hope you guys will join us because it's going to be a really fun time.
Yeah. We're looking forward to, we're already planning like what kinds of things do we want to talk about in our weekly videos. And it just feels like it's going to be just so much fun and just so very easy because this is stuff that we already love and are passionate about already. And so it's really like we're not going to have enough time to talk about everything we want to talk about, work on all the kits we want to work on. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys on if you think you want to join us, if you have kits in mind that you think you are already maybe tagging to work on in February with us. And stay tuned because we'll have more info to come as we're leading up to the event kicking off.
And just a reminder, guys, if you want to participate in some of the social media aspects of the event, be sure to join our Facebook group. That'll be linked in the description. We'll have that all set up and ready to receive you now. So come join us and talk about which kits you're thinking about doing.
And make sure you subscribe to both of our channels. Hopefully, this posted the way that we're imagining. It's our first time doing like this newer feature on YouTube with doing like a collab. And so hopefully you're seeing it on both our channels, but just to play it safe. I'm Katie from Diamonds and Washi, and this is
I'm
Cait
Cait
from, oh, sorry.
from Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper.
And both of our channels will be linked in the descriptions of this video, and you can find all of the other helpful info there too.
I think that's all we had to say. We just wanted to kick this off with you guys and make sure you had enough notice to plan around it.
And we hope you have a great holiday season and hope to see you in February for all things folklore and fairy tales.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.